Denzel Washington makes more sense to me on race relations in America than anybody else in Hollywood.
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage.
And frankly, Denzel Washington is one of only a handful of black actors we have today that have lived and thrived in Hollywood long enough to witness how the civil rights movement impacted black representation in the movie business. And when you've developed a context that broad, you start to see patterns that others don't see because they've zoomed in too much in the moment.
I've been the guy at the Oscars without my name being called. I've been the guy at the Oscars when my name is called. I've been the guy at the Oscars when everybody thought they was gonna call my name and they didn't. I've lived it.
So what would you say to the people who are looking at this process and saying it's unfair?
Yeah, and so what? You gonna give up? If you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one.
In race.
You can find it wherever you like. Can't live like that. Just do the best you can do.
What an absolute class act Denzel is for this. He's come from within the African-American people, lived through the most transformative era for race relations in the country, and then became one of the era-defining actors of his generation. You don't do that with the mindset of a victim.
Do you think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. I said, who? He said, little yummies. Look up, Google Lil Yummy. Lil Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer. And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Wow.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old. You blame the system? Where was his father? Yeah. It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father? We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7. We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
And I think there's no better result his parents could have asked for than a son like Denzel Washington. But let me know in the comments what you think about him, and subscribe to Elites Exposed to join the conversation.